Okay, it's just time for me to put up a video. I want to say holla holla hey. Um, just want to pop in, making sure that I'm touching base with you all pretty regular. Today has been a very busy day. Um, yeah, been getting it in, getting things done. But just chit chatting just about things that I've seen. I will shortly be adding a video showing some of my hobbies, which will be my motorcycle riding. I hope that you all have been liking the just me doing activities, but having discussions with you all. I have been watching such a variety of videos and being encouraged just to watch people live life. And that's what I'm doing. I highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel and talk to me. What are y'all doing for this new year? One thing I didn't add is that I am my mom's only living child, and she is in assisted living. And being in assisted living, though she doesn't live in the home with me, I'm there a lot. And, I'm always on the edge of my seat because I get the phone calls. Like I got a phone call today because of medication changes. My mom is increasing in some of her confusion, very quick-witted, very on top of things in spite of having a massive stroke a few years ago. But I can see changes occurring in her memory. She's already had cognitive issues and perception issues where you can see one thing, but her mind sees and understands things differently. However, her memory is somewhat starting to, you know, have issues. Another thing that I'm just really curious if anyone else has seen this in their elder family members, and that is in where she is starting to. I always tell her I believe that she's in the process of waking up from dreams, but my mother has consistently had this dream or vision. Some would probably say hallucinations for pretty much exactly a year. She believes it was longer. I distinctly remember it is after she returned from the hospital and rehab and returned to her assisted living apartment. She actually moved to a new apartment too within the facility, which could have contributed to her confusion. But anyway, where she pretty much sees people in her room. She sees someone on her bed. Oftentimes she believes it's a baby. Sometimes she sees like a young man. She's having visions of my grandmother and my Aunt Lou and my Aunt May. All of them are no longer with us. She usually sometimes she wakes up to the point that her caregiver is in the room with her, and she may point to the seat. Don't you see that person sitting in the seat? And the caregiver is like, no, Miss Linda, there's no one there. Sometimes some of the things that she see, for a while she used to feel like there was somebody in her closet, but she never seemed to be really afraid. But then she's had a couple of situations where her discomfort with believing somebody is in the room or sitting on her bed, or it's a baby in her bed, and she thinks that the baby's crying and stuff. Sometimes it gets so upsetting to her that she gets herself situated and tries to get out of her bed, and gets out of her bed. So have you had any experience with that? I have seen some videos um, in which they said that sometimes visions like that can happen towards end of life, but my mom is I don't sense that from her. But they are becoming, those visions are coming more pronounced, and they're always in the morning. Now, she had an episode this weekend in which the EMT was called, and they wanted to take her to the hospital. She was having this continuous nosebleed that finally stopped, but her blood pressure was kind of up. But my mom hates the hospital, refused to go, was so upset, and we got to a point where it was just like, let's not upset her. She could still make a decision. And so the nurse gave her, she had some medication on file that if her blood pressure went up there, to give it to her until her blood pressure goes down, and it did. So it did get to a normal level. So because I went over there like 2 in the morning. So it helps her get into bed, sat with her for a while, then went home. Next day I went back to see her. Now I went into her room around, it was after church, so it was probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, as soon as I walked in the room, she was sitting in her living room. And she fell asleep, and she just woke up like from this deep sleep. And I first time witnessed the hallucination. So I know it's dream related. It's coming into consciousness related, because she thought my grandmother was in the room. She thought she was in grandma's house, and that my mom lives all on one floor, and she thought that grandma had done something in the lower level of her house. I couldn't pick up if it was the basement or just the living room, but it was a lower level. And so I decided to not jar her and be like, Ma, it's me. I just listened for a minute, and then I just kind of started talking about something else. And then she was like, where am I? She was like, and what does it look like outside? And she was talking about in the hall. Did they change things around in here? That's not my mom's talk, right? So I just was like, no, things are about the same. And I said, if you went out the door, and I just started talking like we were just having a normal conversation. And I said, if you turn down this way, you'll see this and that. If you turn down this way, you'll see this and that. And I said, do you want to go out? I said, I could take you out and show you. And she doesn't like to leave her room. No, I'm okay. And then over about a 5 to 10 minute time period, she was like, I was thinking I was in Mom's house. She was like, I was confused. She realized it, and I could just see her come out of it. So I was able to witness what she typically goes through in the morning. So I will not hold y'all. I just wanted to stop in. I wanted to say hello, but I also wanted to share that. And if anybody else has had someone in their family, an elderly person, my mom has had a massive stroke, so she has total right side weakness, wheelchair bound. That was in 2021, January of 2021. January of 2024, she was rushed to the hospital, and we discovered that she has AFib and congestive heart failure. And so she's on quite a few meds. So I don't know if this is medication related or not. So if anyone has experienced that with a loved one, a friend, a family member, share. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. You all have a good day. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Just join me. I'll be chatting here and there. All right. Take care.